Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for being here with us. Now, basically today, hello, yeah. So basically today, what I'll be talking about is the modern application of kali or arnis. Normally, pag sinabi nating kali, arnis, or eskrima, we're talking about sticks, di ba? Yung ginagawa sa PE, yung pinapractice ng mga bata, yung pinapractice sa luneta. But to be honest, kali or arnis is more than that. Kali or arnis is basically, if we're going to trace back its roots, really is a blade art. Bago ito naging stick, this used to be a blade. Mga ninuno natin, blade ang gamit. Back then, before the Philippines was even founded by Magellan, meron ng martial art, meron ng fighting arts. Because our lineage back then, very tribal. So, each tribes naglalabanan yan. So, ang origins niyan talaga is, as I said, the blade. And then later on, as we got colonized, nag-transition siya to sticks dahil takot ang mga Kastila sa fighting style ng Pilipino. Because the Filipino martial art is very adaptive. Okay? Meron tayong napulot from the Spanish which yung tinatawag na espada y daga that normally we didn't have back then. We had swords, we had knives, but we never combined. Yan ang influence ng Spanish with us. And the beauty of Filipino martial arts is that to this present day, it's still being used. It's very good that over the surgence of the past 10 years, tumaas ang interest ulit to FMA because, to be honest, this is a very popular art in the Americas and in Europe because it is highly adaptable to both law enforcement and military. Okay? Pag ang baril, sabi nga nila, nauubusan ng bala. Ang kutsilyo, hindi. So, of course, given may certain range, may certain distance, yung effectivity ng weapon. So today, what I will be showing is yung direct translation niya, and then hopefully, at the end of my talk, sana, ma-appreciate natin lalo yung sarili nating art, and possibly, hopefully, you would be interested in joining or learning the art itself. Okay? So, as I said, maraming direct translation ang Filipino martial art movements na hindi natin nakikita kasi very limited tayo sa sticks. Luis, but before I do the direct translation, I'd like to show you first how the art looks like in general. So Ruiz is going to be demonstrating yung basic footwork. So move, this is called female triangle kasi pabuka, move. Okay? So that's the movement. See, if you'd noticed, he is not moving in a straight line. Nakagilid siya. Because in reality, kung ako kaaway, susuntok ako, he goes out of the way. He goes out of the way. Okay? And at the same time, while I attack, he evades and attacks me. So, ganyan ka-sneaky ang Filipino martial art. Hindi siya parang boxing na abante, atras. It's always at an angle. And same movements, of course, apply with weapons. Show the footwork. Okay. So he moves forward. Triangle. Go. Okay. So he's moving at an angle. He's moving at an angle. Okay. Now, we have a lot of techniques, but it can all be boiled down to different sectors of the body. Ruiz demonstrate the cinco teros. Okay. Strike 1, strike 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those 5 strikes alone cover the entire body. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. The way we do this is that we segregate the body, just stand, into 4 sectors. So if I'm here, this is my strike 1 going down, strike 2 going up, strike 3 going up, strike 4 going down, and strike number 5 is stabbing the center line. Ganun lang kasimple. So if I were to do this with the blade, you're my target. So everything now becomes a slash. If I move, if I move, if I move, if I move, and there's my stab. When you stab, normally you don't go straight. Why? Kasi pag straight, you're only damaging this sector of the body. Now, however, once I go up, that's a different thing. See more damage. Ganyan na saksak ng Pilipino. It's always at an angle. It's not linear. We don't go like this, like fencing. We go up or we go down. So for every slash, there's a corresponding stab. Or stab down. Which, of course, will translate later on to knife. Now, Basti. Of course, there are specific ranges when it comes to weapons. For example, fighting stance si Basti tries extends his reach. Okay, there. At this point, he can hit me. Okay? If I'm fighting with weapons, extend. Extend, just stay there. Fighting stance. Okay. This is the range I want to be in. I can hit his hand, he can't hit me. This is called largo range or long range. This is the safest range of fighting when it comes to weapons. Okay. Here, he can hit me, I can hit him. This is called medio range. Here, I need to block. Okay? I need to parry. Otherwise, tatamaan lang kami. Because he can hit me, I can hit him. Ayoko naman makipagbasagan ng muka, di ba? I mean, you can, kung sanay ka tumanggap. But ideally, you need to block. And of course, you have the quarto range, which is using the butt of the weapon or your empty hand or even your knee strikes. So all of these are the three ranges that varies. Kasi the fight is very dynamic. We keep on moving. So basically, I'm going to hit Basti strike number 1, counter, go. Okay. More shots, follow-ups. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Strike number 4. Pardon that we keep on moving kasi ayoko tamaan to eh. So strike number 4. The follow-up strikes are, for example, the first one connects, he keeps on hitting para hindi ako maka-counteract. Do pa yung block. Palis. Nasaksak. So all of his movements, pagka-counter, attack agad. Okay? Now, a more advanced mechanic of this is yung mga preset drills already. When we say preset drills, it teaches you action, reaction, ranging, and all of that. Carol will demonstrate with us yung tinatawag namin sombrada or to shadow. Okay, she hits, I hit, you hit. Okay, she hits. So it's a series of strikes and blocks. Pasok ka. Which changes. Pasok. Come closer. Come closer, center. Okay. So, as you can see, we started far. Then we came in closer and closer and closer and closer. In Arnis methodology kasi, normally, we start with the longer weapon first. The history behind that is that Filipino martial arts is the only art, or probably one of the only arts, na starts you off with a weapon first. Until later on, you lose the weapon. Why? Because back in the day, sa totoong laban, maaaring nadisarmahan ka, nasaksak mo yung espada mo, hindi mo na mabunot. Then that's the time you draw your knife or go hand to hand para makaagaw ng weapon. And in reality, you don't go to war without a weapon. Kailangan may weapon ka. Otherwise, useless. You don't go into a war thinking na mangaagaw ako ng weapon. It just doesn't work that way. So with us, it's the same thing. We train with weapons first, and then later on, we go toward the unarmed. Okay, so, ano ba ang direct translation nito? Kasi ang hirap eh. You don't go around walking na may dala kang baston. Unless, of course, you use it dahil you're walking your dog or whatever. But in reality, the direct translation of this is the retractable baton. Modern weapons tayo.